Just a heads up to you folks sitting with a notebook and pen, Mishki, the new podcast here in Garage Logic Land, is now coming out twice a week, Wednesdays and Fridays. If you're in fact scribbling this down, Wednesday is kind of tough to spell. It's not like it sounds. You want to spell it W-E-N-Z, but that, of course, would be a mistake. Friday is spelled just like it sounds. You're going to be okay there, but Wednesday's a bugaboo. Let me tell you, people, just a pain in the patootie. Jeez, it's hard.
This is the Weekly Scramble, a place where we chat about life over a cold one or two. It's time to belly up to the pod with Mike Frattallone and your host, Chris Reuvers.
That's right. It's time for the Weekly Scramble podcast. My name is Chris Reuvers. With me, as always, his name is Mike Frattallone. Hello, Michael.
How you doing, Reuvers?
Doing good. Last day of the calendar year of 2025.
Happy New Year!
You know, it's funny. Before we get into the really heavy topics that we're going to bust down here on the Weekly Scramble podcast, I did have I had to make a stop earlier today. I had to deposit some money. And the person at the teller, it was not North American banking companies. For those of you that might be wondering, it was for basically a non-banking outlet. I had to make a payment on something, and the teller goes, "Oh, do you have big plans for New Year's tonight?" And I have gone to the Joe Souchery and Patrick Royce School of interacting with tellers over the last 20 plus years. And I looked at her and I said, "Look at me. I'm wearing a Park Nicollet stocking hat. I'm wearing a hooded sweatshirt. I haven't worn jeans in 6 months. If I'm awake past 9:30, I hope somebody puts a bullet in my forehead." And she went, Oh. I said, I'm just kidding with you.
Just kidding you.
No, I did say that actually. Anyway.
That is a nice thing to do to tellers because they don't want to hear that stuff.
No.
The guy, I went to the bank today too and had to deposit some Christmas checks, right, for my kids, like putting them into their account. Yeah. And people kept asking me, they did say, Happy New Year. Do you have plans? And my plans are like, I'm going out to dinner at what time do you think?
Oh, I know. Nope.
No, you're not even going to guess this.
Yeah, I will. Okay. Yes, I will. Yes, I will. Because I can tell.
You're never going to guess.
You are going to be at dinner at 4 p.m.
Oh, my God. Yeah. I'm 100% going to dinner at 4 p.m.
You're going to be at dinner at 4 p.m. Yes. Is it just you and the beautiful bride and the kiddos?
Nope, just us.
Just you two. Yeah. No, nobody else.
Nope, nobody else.
You two will be back at your estate by latest is 5:30. Maybe 6 o'clock.
Yeah, we go fast when we eat.
Yeah.
We do a lot of fast
It's just
things.
the two of you. That's why it's so much more efficient to go out for dinner. Okay, and then let's see. So are the kiddos and all their friends coming back to the place?
They're at my house tonight.
So they'll be back. They'll be at your place, and they're going to want. Hey,
they're going out though.
But okay, so they're going out.
They're coming over
for a little bit,
start it up at the house,
and then they're going to take off because you hate people at your house.
I hate people at my. I hate kids,
especially kids at your house.
When I go downstairs and like ping pong balls are all over the place. We have a ping pong table, but then the balls go into this drawer.
Sure,
put the damn balls away.
So let's see. The kids are going to take off. You guys will start watching Ryan Seacrest and Dick Clark's Rockin' Eve.
Won't waste 1 second with that.
And you'll be in bed before I am.
Well, I don't know. I sometimes I can stay up late accidentally, right? When you eat real early at 4, get a couple of drinks, nap at 5:30 to 6:30.
Oh, that's
then
a
all of a sudden I have 8 hours to go, and then I have to kind of keep an eye on the girls.
Sure,
coming back, right?
Plus, with you've got 3 teenage daughters that you got to keep the phone on,
keep
especially nights like tonight.
Yeah, where are they? Don't be driving. Where are you going? And so they go to CDH. Right, Cretin Darmer Hall.
Yep.
One of them, or 2 of them do. One of them's graduated and went to college. In college, and the problem with a private school like that is kids come from everywhere around town. So they're like, "Oh, we're going to Jenny's in Chanhassen." It's like, no, not tonight. Like, let's go to Jimmy's party on West 7th Street.
It's not like it's June.
Yeah.
It's New Year's Eve,
slippery.
And the roads are not great right now.
100%.
Yeah, I get
100%.
it. I get it totally.
Yeah. Those are my big plans for tonight. I will not see the ball drop. I do not care.
Can I tell you one thing, though? Because this morning, it was just at home before I came here, it was just me and the oldest boy. And we were watching. No, he was playing Xbox, and I had the news on, and I was doing whatever I was doing on the computer and laundry and whatever. And I said, "Will, get in here." They did. So I was full disclosure. I was watching the morning show on Fox because once Channel 5 goes to Good Morning. I don't want to watch Good Morning America. I want to see the local newscast.
Sure.
So I always flip from 5 to 9, whenever they switch. It's 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock, whatever it is. And the Fox News reporter was doing a live report on the festivities in Las Vegas.
Oh, okay.
And I went, okay, wait a minute. Now you might have my attention here. So they did the thing where the Sphere, which I still have never been,
It
and
looks
I
cool.
desperately want to go to something there, but it's just price has got to come down for Papa
dramatically.
Bear to be able to afford to go to the Sphere. But they did this cool ball drop thing from the Sphere and an unbelievable fireworks show, and then they also had drones. And apparently there's this family-owned and operated drone company that does this in Vegas every year.
Oh, that's cool.
So like the nerds do this. It's really cool. So anyway, I've never been a big fan of whether it's Dick Clark's Rockin' Eve or any of those.
Dick Clark was great, though.
Well, sure. I mean, when you're little, like, oh man, this is so cool. I feel like an adult because I'm staying up past 9:45. But I will say, it looked cool, and it made me wonder, why was it that we established New York City as like the go-to destination for New Year's Eve? Hear me out. It's Vegas. There's everything known to man in Vegas. And, oh, by the way, it's not 15 billion below zero.
But time zone difference. Right?
That's also my point.
Yeah, but then New York has to stay up. Then we have to stay up.
I suppose.
Yeah, because what is Vegas, an hour behind us?
No, 2.
2 hours behind
Wait,
us.
no,
So it'd be 1 or 2 hours. So it'd be 1 or 2 a.m. for us to celebrate, right? New York, it would be 3 a.m.
Or what you could do is like what we did when the kids were younger.
Yay!
10 p.m. You're right. You made it to New Year. Now go to bed so we can.
I would do that tonight. I would do that. Honest God, I don't care. Reuvers, what I like to do is wake up, go to work, have lunch, come back from work, usually go to dinner, and then go to bed. That's what I like to do. When people say, oh, I'm saving up for my dream trip to Paris, I don't care about Paris. I don't want to go to Paris. I want to wake up. I want to go to work. I want to go to lunch. I want to go back to work, go home, go to dinner, and then start the next day. I am a creature of habit. Today, hypothetically, I was going to have the day off. Couldn't do with the day off.
Let me guess.
Yeah.
You woke up.
Yeah.
You went to lunch.
I went to work.
You went to work. You went to lunch.
Yes.
You came here.
I came here.
You're going to go back to work.
Yes.
And then you're going out to dinner.
I'm not going back to work. I'm going to grab my beautiful wife.
Yes.
Take her out to my parents and have a glass of champagne. Hit dinner time at the place that we have dinner reservations at 4 o'clock. Truthfully, at 4 o'clock. Do that for a little bit. It's going to involve some golf simulation, right? We're going to do a little.
Sweet.
Yeah, so it's two and one. Be home by 6. And then tomorrow, you know what I'm going to do? You know what sucks about tomorrow?
You can't go to work.
We're closed.
Yeah.
I mean, I can go to the office, and I will go to the office tomorrow. I like the regularity of doing the same things.
Yeah.
People make fun of me because I don't travel very much, right? And I can.
You kind of do.
I travel for work a lot.
Oh, you're saying from a personal
I don't
standpoint.
do pleasure travel.
You're right. Okay.
I don't care.
Yeah, you're right.
Nothing's better anywhere else. And when people say, "Oh, it's so great in that country," it's like you're on vacation. Go live there every single day. Right? It's not the same when you go to France and you're in a great hotel in Paris.
Right.
You don't live in a great hotel in Paris. You live in the 9th arrondissement, 40 miles out of town. The train you'd have to go in on the train where you'd say, I don't even know who's driving this train. It would break down, where life gets crappy and real.
Well, I get the, okay, for instance, well, I don't want to go there. I get the allure of wanting to experience something new in a very short period of time.
Sure.
That I do completely get.
I get it. I get why people like that. But I think
You're saying you're just wired differently.
My mind says you have to be able to have fun on a Tuesday, because Tuesdays are a nothing day. So you better make life great on Tuesday, because then when you do go on a trip, it's really great. But Tuesdays are your goal day.
Sure.
My brother's a big traveler, right? And he'll say, oh, it's 16 days, 15 days, 14 days. Till it's like, what about those 16 days beforehand? Make those as great. And he does have a great life. Don't get me wrong. But make the Tuesday the best. All days are vacation.
I know someone, and he and his wife, they do 3-week vacations.
That's a long time.
That's a long. I remember the longest trip I ever took. It might have been for our honeymoon. And it was 10 days. And that's where, and this is our honeymoon. I'm like, I want to get back. I want to go home.
Yeah. If you got one chance at a honeymoon, my friend.
Well, but I guess my point was.
Were you 10 for 10?
Oh, I was 25 for 10. Who are you kidding?
Oh!
But my point is, there does get to a point where I am wired like you, where I want to go home.
Yeah.
I want to, again, because I'm not roofing a house for a living.
Sure.
I'm not digging a ditch. Like I don't mind being back in my structure. I don't mind that at all.
Daily disciplines.
Yeah, and it's okay. There's only so many, margaritas you can drink, and so much,
love you can make.
Well, but it's not even that. It's just, it's almost like, okay, this was fun. It's beautiful. We did the sightseeing. We took the big ferry to Cozumel. We did all of that, right? Okay.
Now what?
I don't want to go parasailing. Do you want to go? I will if you want to go,
sure.
but I don't really want to do that. I don't really want to go into town because Lord knows what might happen if we did that. If we go off from where the white people are supposed to be,
sure.
So it's just.
I don't know if you can say that.
No,
but okay.
But you know what?
Sure.
We're the
locals.
We're the
you don't want to go to where the locals might look at you like, wait.
Well, because I remember having a conversation with somebody. It wasn't on this trip. I've been to Mexico 15 times, but I remember talking to somebody. And this was when we were in Cabo San Lucas, which is gorgeous. Absolutely stunning.
Never been there.
In fact, I have a good friend that's there right now.
Okay.
And so you go there, and it's beautiful. It's basically an extension of San Diego because it's on the West Coast.
Okay.
Stunning sunsets. I mean, stunning sunsets, right? And if you hit me up if you want a good recommendation, I have two great places that are there. They're smaller, all inclusive. You're never going to get bored of the same food. It's an amazing spot. And at the same time, they'll say, hey, like this area, there's
don't go out of here.
No, but there's a big mall. Absolutely, you're cool going there.
Okay.
There's a little shop over here that's got stuff. Like if you need stuff that we don't have at the resort, go there. You go a mile that way, you're on your own.
Yeah, good luck.
Kind of a deal, right? So I don't know where I was going with that, but anyway. But you want to get back home. I want to be back to my routine. I want to see who the Twins aren't going to sign in the off season, and I just want to get back to my routine.
I was on a vacation in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic.
Oh, nice.
And we were in the old town. Like when I say old town, like really old, 1500s. The oldest church in North America was where the people were getting married that we went to the wedding. And my wife and I were walking. My pick and I were walking down the road, and a guy jumped out in front of us and said, where are you? And it was a guy from the Dominican. A Dominican guy said, where are you going? And we said, we're just kind of going down. He goes, nope. Don't.
Real bad idea.
Don't go that way. And I said, really? And he goes, yep, it looks the same. It's not. Don't go that way. And he said, do these 2 blocks and here. And he gave us and I said, hey, thank you very much. He goes, yeah, no problem. You just don't want to go that way. And I was like, oh, that was awfully nice.
Well, if I had to venture a guess, because something similar happened to me, had you been by yourself, he might not have said that.
Sure.
Because you were with a beautiful female, that's probably why he jumped into action.
Well, you're forgetting my sexuality because he might have looked at me and said, you are a sexy guy.
I'm saying you would have been...
Because he might have thought he could get...
No. He was trying to protect her
okay.
more than he was trying to protect you two.
Because not many people care about me.
No.
Like surely the random dude in the Dominican, he's like, look at that Blanco. How do you say white butthole?
Cracker.
white guy in Dominican, and he would have let me go. Okay, so you don't have big plans for tonight. I don't have big plans for the night. It doesn't matter. That's why we're here dedicated to our listeners.
Correct.
On the Weekly Scramble podcast and YouTube channel, because you can watch us on YouTube.
That's right.
You can see me when I had to make the little break noise with my hands. Can we go a little bit behind the curtain?
No, let's not do that.
Okay.
Let's not do that because I think I know where you're going, and I really don't want to do that. But that's Mike Frattallone. I am Chris Reuvers. This is the Weekly Scramble podcast, and we will be right back. All right. We had Tom Hauser in to do GL today, and I wanted to avoid fraud.
Yeah.
We can't avoid fraud.
Can't avoid fraud.
We can't avoid fraud because here's why I want to bring this up today. And I don't necessarily want to bring up the route that we went down yesterday, which I thought was a really good conversation, by the way. But this surfaced today from our friends at the New York Post, because good Lord knows you aren't going to find this story in the Star Tribune.
The Minnesota Star Tribune is not sending out 50 crack reporters to find this stuff.
Are you ready?
Yes.
I don't know if you know this, Mike, but somehow there's a link between fraud and Somali-run daycares.
Okay.
It seems to be kind of rampant here in the state of Minnesota. And by the way, as we learned with Mr. Hauser earlier today, this is becoming a trend nationwide now. And some of the numbers that you're going to start to see surfacing probably within the next couple of days are staggering.
Just daycare fraud nationwide, not Somali daycare fraud.
Somalian daycare fraud. Well,
Nationwide.
sorry. Daycare fraud nationwide, a lot of which is being run by our Somali-run
What
daycares.
a crap thing for honest Somalis that really screws them.
How about this story?
Yeah, okay.
So we had the story that we talked about where basically a YouTuber was going up to random Somali daycares and there weren't any kids there. They were empty buildings. And in fact, he was confronted by a couple of people. But this story just absolutely takes the cake. And once I get done reading this story, I have a completely different mindset about all of this now. Are you ready? A Somali-run daycare in Minneapolis is now claiming somebody broke in and stole very important documents as the national spotlight shines on the unfolding multi-billion-dollar fraud scandal involving Minnesota Human Services. Nasrullah Mohammed, they are the manager of Nokomis Daycare Center, told reporters that a suspect...
Wait. They said they.
No, I said they, because I don't know if Nasrullah is male
a man
or female.
Because I'm like, oh my God, if Nasrullah has a pronoun of they, I'm going to crap myself.
I don't want to assign a
gender
pronoun.
You are gender neutral because you don't know.
I don't know.
I think Nasrullah is a male's name.
Is that a male's name?
I think so.
Well, Nasrullah is the manager of Nokomis Daycare Center and told reporters that a suspect entered through the kitchen at the rear of the facility, damaging a wall and breaking into the building's office sometime on Tuesday. Man, that's unbelievable timing.
What are the chances of that?
He said the alleged prowler stole very important documentation, including children's enrollment information, employee documentation, and also checkbooks. My gosh.
What are the chances of that,
unbelievable timing.
Because you know what I like to do is I like to steal children's paperwork and then take it to a pawn shop because big money.
You're going to get huge
big money
bucks
in
for that.
those kind of things.
Mohammed blamed last week's viral video. Oh my God. I can't take this. I cannot take this anymore. Sorry. Muhammad blamed last week's viral video on YouTuber Nick Shirley, in which he visited nearly a dozen daycare facilities looking for evidence of fraud for the incident. This is devastating news, and we don't know why this is targeting our Somali community, as one video made by a specific individual made this all happen. So you're blaming, this is an editorial comment from the newsreader. So sir, you're blaming the guy pointing out the fraud as to why someone would break into your facility and steal his information. Okay, got it.
He's like, because they caught us stealing, someone had to break in and steal our records.
This is devastating news, and we don't know why this is targeting our Somali community. As one video made by a specific individual made all this happen, he said, claiming they've received hateful and threatening messages over the last several days. This is frightening and exhausting, he said, calling Shirley's reporting false. Nokomis Daycare Center was not one of the facilities featured in Shirley's video, which has been viewed, well, I'll update this, over 125 million times.
It's a lot of times.
At least $1 billion in fraud has been uncovered by authorities in Minneapolis so far, including fraudulent food, housing, and child care payments, with warnings from the U.S. Attorney's Office that the true figure could be as high as $9 billion. 92 people have been arrested in connection with the scheme, 80 of which are Somali immigrants. On Tuesday night, the United States Department of Health and Human Services announced it was freezing all child care payments to Minnesota, which totaled, in 2025 alone, $185 million, unless proof is provided.
No, that's nothing.
That the payments are legitimate.
$185 million is nothing. Well, you think you can fraud us out of $100? We could fraud you well more than $185 million. We could fraud billions worth.
Let me take the two-part approach to where I'm going to decide to go with this type of stuff in the future, because I'm at the point I can't take much more of this. We had Tom Hauser in, and I pushed back on Tom a little bit because he doesn't get why both him, KSTP, and the like are getting accused of not going after the people hard enough. Well, I'll defend KSTP and Tom and Jay Coles and say they have been reporting on this, but there's only so much they're going to be able to do.
Sure.
They don't have the power to call for, and nor that's not their job to call for the resignation.
And they have a different standard than some random YouTuber.
Correct. Okay.
They have to live to a different standard.
So we've established that. But I told him, the people that you're hearing, the most vitriol you're hearing from, the angriest mob you're hearing from are the people like me, which I don't decide to go after news reporters because they have a job to do too.
They're doing it.
The point I was trying to make with Tom is people are beyond frustrated with this. They're angry. They're mad. Why is it okay that I go to work and I don't even have a difficult job? I mean, unless the powers that be are listening, because it
You have a difficult job working with Joe.
Okay, but let's say you're a guy that works 60 hours a week doing hard manual
Digging
labor,
ditches. Yeah.
and you're doing physically exhausting
And
work,
someone's stealing from you.
and you're paying the freight for this crap. I don't blame that guy or that gal 1 second for
It's too
being
bad we
pissed
can't
off
have a
about
class
this.
action lawsuit against the state of Minnesota
Okay,
government.
but what would happen? What would happen if, let's just say, we called it the Reuvers Frattallone class action lawsuit against daycare center fraud? What would we be labeled as? Racist.
I don't think we would.
100%
No,
we would.
100% we wouldn't. I think there's enough people in Minnesota that said, up to, what did we think? It was $14 billion is missing. So, no. It was $24 billion vanished, right? We had an $18 billion surplus to a $6 billion deficit. So a $24 billion delta. If we sued for that, granted, we'd be paying it. We are the owners of the Minnesota government, right? So you can't sue the state of Minnesota for a class action lawsuit of mismanagement of funds.
Mike?
But I wish you could.
I'd love to agree with you.
Yeah.
In this particular piece, where this guy, I'm going to get his name right again, Naruzla Mohammed, who claims that all the important documentation, which, by the way, never existed to begin with, was stolen from his office, which okay, let's just call it what it is.
Sure.
He's lying.
Sure.
There was no kids. There was no documentation.
Yeah.
Oh, it just so happened that all this... Anyway.
Even if there was documentation there and it was stolen, the kids are still going to show up the next day if you have 90 of them. Where are the 90 kids?
Well, they're on holiday break.
Oh, they're on holiday break.
They're
Well,
on
that
holiday
makes a little
break.
bit more sense.
In that photo, he's standing there, and behind him is Karen. White Karen from South Minneapolis with her handmade sign. You know what the sign says?
No ice.
Racism has no place in childcare. You see, the thing is, oh boy, I am.
Karen.
The thing is, ladies and gentlemen, you have got to stop placing blame where it doesn't belong. That's the problem. We keep deflecting. The issue is not racism. The issue is I am sick and tired of a certain faction of society coming here and ripping off my state. You aren't from here. You weren't born and raised here. You don't have a vested interest in this state. I do. And so do my kids. And I'm sick and tired of this crap continuing. And for me pointing that out on this show to be called a racist, forget that noise.
Well, Reuvers, counterpointing that, a lot of people feel your way.
I shut my mic off because I think I just lost my voice.
A lot of people feel your way. They get your frustration. What I'm saying is it doesn't have to be about any born culture. It doesn't have to be about that.
But that's the problem. It is.
No, it's about the people who committed the crimes, period. That's it. Because
And oh, by the way, it's one demographic.
So what? So what? There's 80,000 Somalis in Minnesota. The vast majority of them are Minnesotans, by the way. Doesn't matter if they came here one day ago. If they're legalized Minnesotans, they're Minnesotans. They're members and citizens of the United States. If they just happen to be thieves, then those are the ones that are thieves.
That's who I'm going after.
But you're not going after. But we have to be very careful, and I know you are careful. We have to be very careful painting this thievery brush over 80,000 people. I don't believe it.
But the problem, Mike, is those that are being that have been pulled aside and pointed out, like you're committing fraud. For you to automatically go to the racism card, everything else you say has no credibility.
I get you have totally valid point. Totally valid point.
You can't just automatically go to the racism card.
Yeah, but then
that's what the likes of Ilhan Omar do all the freaking time.
You're right, but we can't say all Somalis are XYZ.
Okay, I'll use Joe's line then. Yeah. Not all Somalis. Wait, what is it?
Not all Somalis are criminals, but all the criminals that committed the fraud were Somalis.
All Somalis that are in the news are thieves.
Okay. I can't do that. I can't do that to 80,000 people. I wouldn't have wanted people to do that to my cultural background. And they did. They did that to Italians.
If you were to look at the fraud that has taken place in this state, whether it's daycare fraud. Now, I know it's tough to keep them all separate. Whether it's daycare fraud, whether it's housing fraud, whether it's Medicaid fraud, whether it's feeding our future fraud, it's 90% of the people involved in those particular schemes
100
are from one demographic.
I agree with you 100%.
And that's my point. My point is, for those of you who have been caught red-handed,
yes,
and for you to claim the racism card, stop.
But they'll go to jail.
They won't, though.
Many of them will. Many of them will. These people that are being prosecuted will go to jail. They won't be deported because they're United States citizens.
They'll be targeted.
Here.
Oh, the Somali. That's why the line. The Somali community is being targeted. The Somali community is being targeted because you're the ones that are committing the fraud.
11-year-old boy, Somali boy. His parents moved here in 2000.
But I'm not placing the blanket statement. Naraz Muhammad is the one placing the blanket statement on the Somali community.
It's not the Somali community. It's people that are just happen to be Somali Americans that are, some of them are committing this fraud. A handful of the 80,000. I don't believe you can take an entire cultural group, ethnic group, and say this about anybody. I don't like that. It doesn't feel right to me. And it's unfair. And here's when I say this. Someone moved here in 2000.
Sure.
Somali family. Let's call him Mohammed. And he had a daughter 11 years ago. That little daughter watches YouTube. She goes to her school. She does everything. I'm not going to look at her and say, that girl's committing fraud. Her ethnic background, where she came from, her birthplace racism. I'm not going to do that to her.
Sure.
She's just an innocent kid who, if we do that, by the way, if we do that, it's more likely she'll not ingratiate herself into Western culture. She'll not say, wow, America is great. Because she'll feel this overall black cloud of racism over her.
I think that's another entire point. It's worth bringing up right now. But I also think, Mike, let's just talk about the people that are committing the fraud. They have no interest in ingratiating themselves with Western culture. Yeah. They came here because they saw the opportunity to rob the system, enrich their own lives.
They didn't come here for that.
BS.
They came here to not get killed in frickin' Somalia.
Maybe.
They came here to use the bathroom inside instead of outside. They came here to not starve to death.
They also came here. Okay, maybe that was their original intention, but they saw a loophole. They saw a way to enrich their lives, and they took full advantage of it.
You know who we really have to blame, Reuvers?
This administration?
The people who allowed this shit to happen.
Oh, I couldn't agree more.
It is not. The people who committed these crimes are not masterminds, Reuvers. They're not masterminds. They are people who said,
no, there's a puppet master for sure.
No.
Oh, yeah, there is.
But you don't even need to have a puppet master. If you say, if I open a fictitious daycare, you're going to pay me $1,000 a month per kid so I can say I have 90 kids here. And some federal or government bureaucrat from the state of Minnesota says, you went from 9 kids to 90 overnight? Congratulations. Now you get $90,000 a month. it's not, I mean, they did it. They're going to go to jail. People are going to be prosecuted and go to jail, but it's not their fault that we were so stupid.
All right. We're running short on time. Let's take a quick pause. That's Mike Frattallone. I'm Chris Reuvers. We're going to take a breath in here. And we'll be right back. It's the Weekly Scramble podcast. All right. So, not that I really didn't think, I thought we were going to have a nice, easy, relaxing
Can I
show.
piss you off even more? I have a story for you.
Well, do you want to move on from this?
No, it's about what we were talking about.
Go ahead.
So I don't know if you've seen this, but the manager of the Quality Learning Center, right? It was supposed to be spelled learning, but it was misspelled, so there's a sign on the outside of the building.
Quality
Learning Center. The manager of that, who got onto the video and said, hey, I'm the manager. He is in the background, allegedly, dancing on stage with Mayor Fry after Mayor Fry's post-election party, at Mayor Fry's post-election party. So he is the manager of this daycare center, Quality Learning Center, allegedly. And we don't know if that's him for sure, but it is the guy's doppelganger in the background of Mayor Jacobs Fry's post-election celebration dance party. Do I know that that's 100% factual? No. Does it sure look like him? Absolutely, it looks like him, right? And he's dancing in the background with Mayor Fry up front, and all along he's thinking to himself, allegedly, oh, I'm getting $1.8 million in daycare costs from the Quality Learning Center. Again, all of that is allegedly. I don't know any of that to be 100% factual.
I'm not here to give anybody any type of career advice, and certainly not here to give anybody any type of political advice. Mm-hmm. You know who really needs to sit this play out? Governor Tim Walz.
Yeah.
Because yesterday, he tweeted out the following. Are you ready for this?
Sure.
We've spent years cracking down on fraud, referring cases to law enforcement, shutting down and auditing high-risk programs. Trump keeps letting fraudsters out of prison.
My God, are you shitting me?
To the national news, just now paying attention, here's what we've done to stop it. And then, of course, he cites a bunch of articles from the Minnesota Star-Tribune, which, oh, by the way, is overseen by someone that used to work for Tim Walz.
So,
my message remains clear, Mike.
Oh, my God.
If you threaten everything that makes our state a great place to live by committing fraud in Minnesota, you will be caught and prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law.
And you will be asked, instead of becoming a daycare provider, we're going to ask you to be a Medicaid provider or an autism resource provider. So you can move from one fraud to the next to the next.
The Homeland Security Office decides, okay, we got to stop payments here until we figure out what the hell's going on.
Yeah, something's going on. Which we should have done in Minnesota, which is said, time out, prove to us that you have 90 kids here.
I don't know if you knew this.
Yeah, go ahead.
But it was announced on social media. And Governor Tim Walz decided to respond to that with his own
What'd he say?
Message. This is Trump's long game. We have spent years cracking down on fraudsters. It's a serious issue. But this has been his plan all along. He's politicizing the issue to defund programs that help Minnesotans.
Yeah. Tim, you've lost all your credibility, Tim. Remember that I almost just said it. And I don't know him. I don't know Tim Walz. But remember the only thing that he was proud of as a governor? What was the one thing he was proud of?
Let's see.
You got to remember this because every single time he got on national news, what did he talk about?
Oh, it was feeding
children at
kids.
school. We're feeding kids breakfast at school. That was the one thing he was ever proud of. And little did he never said, oh, not only are we feeding them, we're offering them daycare to the tune of billions of dollars with a total BS fraud payments. And he is so brain dead and blind on this subject. It is shocking how obtuse the guy is.
Do you know why he's doing this?
Why?
You want to know why?
He's going to run for president and become president.
No.
What?
You're thinking way too deep on this, way too broad. Do you know why he's doing this?
Tell me.
Because it's going to work. He's doing this because the gaslighting mantra, especially those of the Democratic Party, and again, I got my issues with the Republicans as
do
well.
it all day long.
But I'm talking about the state of Minnesota. He's doing this for one reason and one reason only. It's going to work.
Sure.
Because people will read that and think, I'm only looking at things in my little echo chamber.
Yep. I'm on the left echo chamber.
But Walls told me they're fighting fraud, and
he's been fighting it for years, Reuvers.
For years he's been going after it, and that's the reason we're in this mess to begin with.
You know, I am disenchanted with both sides. I really am. I'm not loving what the right's doing, and I'm not loving what the left's doing. But if you're in this state and we're getting raped, I mean, full on financially raped with fraud, and it's been controlled by Democrats for years, won't some people get together and say, time out, let's try a conservative governor. Let's try a couple conservative mayors that say, $1 billion for a new NGO in the state of Minnesota to help with autism. We're not doing it. I'm sorry. Work with your provider of health care.
But it's almost like those here in the 694, 494 loop, we call that the metro area. Mm-hmm. It's almost as if those that would have absolutely gone for that have fled and have been replaced by those that don't want that to happen.
Sure.
That want the money train to stay in place. It's almost like that was the plan all along.
I mean, I go back to this where if you're in politics and you take $500 from one guy and you give $100 each to 5 people, you just got 5 votes.
Yep.
You lost 1, but you got 5. And we are mired in that discontent here. But at some point in time, people are going to have to say, Emperor... The liberal emperor has no clothes. We can't keep doing this. What are we doing? When is Minnesota going to get better? When is it going to get better? Well, and maybe the right can't do shit about it. They're not doing anything great either. I'm so disenchanted.
Hey, Happy New Year, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's wrap this crap hole of 2025 up.
I have one for you.
Yeah.
And it comes to us from my 14-year-old son.
Oh, good.
Who's way into dad jokes, by the way. And sometimes I'm like, oh, Bud, you better not be telling that one publicly.
Yeah, do it.
But he had a good one.
Okay, good.
Do you know what a guy with no arms and no legs who practices karate, do you know what he is called?
No.
No, in fact, it's not called karate. But a guy with no arms and no legs, there's a specific style of karate that person practices.
What does he practice?
He practices partial arts.
Oh, God. Reuvers, you are the best. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody. That's Mike Frattallone. I'm Chris Reuvers. Please do us a favor, rate and review the show, or maybe not after this particular episode. Wherever you happen to be listening to your podcast, it helps others find the show. It helps us out as well. We appreciate each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for sticking with us throughout the entire calendar year. Happy New Year to each and every single one of you. We'll talk to you again next time. Until then, cheers.